they only cost about, I think after shipping was $6. These were Chinese. The only problem is I wasn't quite paying attention, so I got the +2 magnification. But when I use them for reading, and I also use them for work when working with small objects up close, especially working with tech objects or working on something where you're viewing YouTube and then viewing the object. Because when you got within about 2 feet of yourself, you actually get a larger image. So that's what's kind of cool about having the reading style glasses that I found out, even though it was an accident. So what I'm looking to do next time is try to get a basic pair that are regular, no magnification of these Chinese kind. And literally, folks, it's literally just Chinese. Like there's a couple different, I can't even really tell you what the manufacturer is off the top of my head because it really just said Chinese. It was on Amazon. That's where you can find these China off-brand computer glasses. They do have a more gold, like amber tint, similar to the Gunnar Optics. Gunnar Optics are more yellowish, but it still works. I really had no issue with it, but I didn't get to see it at a distance because of the fact of it being a magnification. And you try to use magnification glasses like that, you end up with a headache. So it looks like we got a caller on. I'm going to go ahead and bring them on and see if they have something to say about this. So go on a second, folks. Caller, you are live on the air. Did you have something to share?
Hey, what's up, Thrice? It's Patrick. Glad to call in tonight. So
hey, how's it going?
About glasses. So
yeah, the glasses.
I've missed most of what you've probably been saying about it. So you want to go ahead and explain, what you're talking about here?
Oh, the computer glasses?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So basically, I'm going over these different kinds of glasses. They're computer and gaming glasses. What they do is they reduce the strain on the eyes. So if you haven't heard out there, basically there's these new glasses that have come out, and they're for computer and gaming. And when I say they're for computer and gaming, some of them you can use prescription, but all of them are designed to filter out blue lighting, which is one of the biggest strains on our eyes, especially at night, and that's what causes the stress when you're trying to sleep. And it's also what inhibits the sleeping when you've been on the computer for so long. And nowadays, with all the books that are being transferred over to digital, this is I see is a very important thing that people should use. I mean, I know I use them because I get migraines, and it's cut down my migraines significantly. Because I run with two monitors. I run with a monitor and my laptop, and then I've got my phone, tablet, constantly going back and forth between screens. And even when in a meeting, you got the computers that you're using for projects and different presentations. So that's what I'm going over right now, and just talking about the different comparisons between some of the top, the main brands. There's only a couple brands out there really that are pushing hard. Gunnar Optics is the more expensive, like I was saying. Gamma Rays comes about second as far as the most popular retailer. I actually so far like the Gamma Rays better, but with the Gunnar Optics, it is a specific set of glasses, and they were kind of a set of glasses I didn't even see really. I had to find them. They're the only ones I found for sale where I found them. But the Gamma Rays are pretty cool. They're kind of like more that the faux nerd style where they're wearing the clear glasses. And I think it's a lot more efficient to wear glasses that are meant for something. Because I have 20/10 vision, so my vision's really good, but I just don't want to deteriorate it. You know what I'm saying? I'm still in my 20s. But these eye vision ones, they just kind of sucked really bad. They had a lot of fishbowl effect, and then it was really interesting. These Chinese ones I was just talking about. The Chinese ones kind of really surprised me, but I got them with magnification. So I don't know if it's going to really do anything when I get the ones that don't have magnification, because the glare, that was one thing with the Gunnar Optics, the glare, blue light when you're in the car and there's cars with their lights beaming at you, which I still got to test on the Gammas too. But these are pretty cool. I feel just like the tempered glass. I was talking about tempered glass earlier, screen protectors. This is just one of the things for tech tips and tricks, just to kind of talk to people, let them know about new things that are coming out.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So have you not heard of the computer glasses?
That's interesting because I just looked up these computer glasses. Do they have a gold tint to them?
Yeah, some of them. That's what I was saying. The Gunner Optics has more of a gold tint, and then they have a separate version which is called True Color, and it's for with digital computers, or who work with digital drawing as well as physical drawing, so that way they can see the colors without the gold tint. So, and like I was saying, the gamma rays, they barely have a tint at all. I mean, you can barely tell when you put them on compared to the Gunners. iVision, you can see the tint. The China ones, you can see the tint. So yeah, it changes for all of them. So I mean, it's definitely. Go ahead.
Apparently, the colored golds. Well, speaking of knocking off a color of the light spectrum. Did you know? Do you know why the astronauts' visors have a gold reflector on them?
It's because of the solar rays, isn't it?
Well, not only that, but it also cuts off a certain color of the light spectrum and allows them to see certain things. For example, on the moon, there's structures everywhere.
Yeah.
And if you cut off the blue light spectrum, you can see these more clearly.
Right. No, I mean, I've heard of that before.
And I don't know if you've looked at the lunar pictures, but you'll see if you edit the contrast, there seems to be particles all off in the horizon, as if it's like debris.
Right. No, I've seen those pictures before.
Yeah.
Of the different, and then there's been things that move around on the camera and they try to save dust, but it doesn't really move the way dust should. At least you would think in a vacuum of space. Physics, right? Physics. But yeah, I mean, I don't know about the glasses doing anything like that. I mean, with this segment, tech tips and tricks, is really just about things that are coming out that I feel like, along with the news segment, that I feel is kind of important that people should hear about, because it's always good to allow technology to really help us move forward instead of hindering us. So, I mean, with the whole tempered glass switching over to solar glass, I feel it's good for people to know. I mean, because if you're wasting money on a screen protector that's already out of date because of the mass production system, I mean, I just think it's ridiculous. I think we should. That's why I don't believe in mass production, because it's like, how long ago did they come up with the shield?
You want to talk about computer gaming, as in hardware? Because I can go on for hours about that.
Well, maybe not tonight. I mean, that's definitely something maybe for another night, talking about some new developments in the hardware, as far as like they're coming out with that new quantum chip. Who is it? It's not IBM. Might be IBM. Trying to remember. Somebody's coming out with something they're calling the quantum chip. Can't remember who it was. It might be on my feed here. Let's see. And did you hear about that?
Quantum chip. No, I haven't.
It's supposed to be some. Yeah, it's supposed to be some super processor. And I was looking at it earlier. I just wasn't going to report on it today. No phablets. I've got this. This is really cool. I got the HTC One. I'm a big Galaxy fan, but I got the HTC One M7, and it's got like this blink feed, and I can put all this news information and everything, and it's like my first page. So when I turn on my phone, I get like the latest updates on Twitter, Facebook, and then all these other news feeds like CNET, and I mean, man, even my Google Plus is on here. Al Jazeera, /gear, Android headlines. It's ridiculous. My way of interacting with the world, right? Yeah, I can't find it. But yeah, man, I mean, that's something we could go on about another time. I was actually going to get into the cell battery packs and upgrades, and just another fun thing for people. I know a lot of people I found don't really know that there is, like, for the Galaxy series, everybody, if you got a Galaxy phone out there, like an S4, S5, even S3 and S2, you can actually go on Amazon and spend about $10 to $20, and you can get a twice the size battery pack. And it's not one of the packs like the iPhones, the whatever MyFees or whatever that you hook up to the phone. It's actually a battery that goes into the back of the Galaxy series. They usually you buy the battery, it gives you an extra case, like a backing. So that's really cool with the Galaxy series. But with other phones that don't have a capability of getting the battery out, like my One M7 and the iPhone, they have now these battery pack and cases combo, where they'll have like a flip screen or like a stand, which is pretty phenomenal, especially if you've got a double on your battery, like you're doubling your battery pack life, is always really good. I know for me, I use my battery a lot. Does your phone die a lot? You there?
Hello?
We got him there anymore.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there you are. Yeah, I was just asking you, how are you with your battery?
Hold on.
Oh, it looks like we're having some technical difficulties there. But yeah, folks, so just another tip there, if you haven't heard about them, and you go into the store sometimes, Best Buy, you see some of these new items, and the prices blow me away, folks. Go on Amazon, go on eBay. There's a lot of secondhand retailers. Even if it's not used, folks, you can still get it for a great price. Don't miss out on staying away from corporate Big Brother. So that's another great thing that's out there. Great thing to use. Also, besides those battery packs, you do have the solar power charger ones now that aren't so much attached to the phone, but what the cool thing is you can have multiple USB hookups, so you can plug different devices into it, and also there are the ones that have the adapter pieces. So not only phones or micro USB, you can also have an iPhone adapter or an iPad adapter, even adapters for computers, even though some of these boxes, they're not going to give you a lot of juice, folks. It's just going to give you a little bit to keep you going. So last thing in tech tips and tricks is going to be loading the OS with USB using BIOS. This is something fun, folks. If you haven't heard and you want to try to go with like a Linux operating system, I recommend Linux. It's the easiest one to do an OS load with through the BIOS. At least what I've had the easiest with. I'm trying to do something with Windows right now. It's not working out. Basically what you do is you can use a USB drive, and you use something like uBootnet, and what this is it's a USB booting software, and it's going to load an ISO image onto a USB drive. And folks, if you don't know what an ISO image is, if you don't know what a USB drive is, you can look all this stuff up on Google. I'm just giving you a little bit of fun information about this, because I know it was pretty convenient for me. You can do it with Windows, and you can do it with Mac software. It just already has to be loaded as Windows on there. If you have Linux and you're trying to switch it over to Windows, that's a little bit of an issue. And if you have a Hackintosh, it's going to be a lot more complicated. If you don't know what a Hackintosh is, well, I'm sorry. But anyways, loading OS with USB, guys, it's pretty cool. And also a fun thing about this is if you have Linux already or you have Windows and you go into the BIOS and you say set up using, boot from USB, and you put in the USB, with some of the Linux software like Kali Linux, which is a very fun hacking OS if you know how to use it, you can use the USB to boot Kali Linux onto a computer, onto a PC, and then just run it. So you don't even have to actually put it on the computer, folks. You can run it live from your computer, access the internet and everything through Kali Linux, which is a great hacking software. This is for any of you out there who are looking to get into tech. I know we've got some younger listeners out there who are living their dreams right now. So why I put out these tech tips and tricks, so that way it always gives you a little bit of extra information, folks. Don't try to be all esoterics here, although everything does have a deeper meaning. Anyways, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and get some commercials here, folks, and we will be back with our second segment, The Other Side, where we will cover some stuff about Jon Stewart and Russell Brand and how they are booking the media.
Hi, I have a question for you. Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Do you want a company that provides good quality ingredients and does not use artificial sweeteners. Look no further. Genesis Pure has a complete lineup of health and wellness, sports performance, and superfruit juices like noni and mango